Fuck! Alright. I do this every fucking time I launch. I always forget my fucking camera. That shit's hilarious. Holy cow, I'm so fucking excited for this game. Alright, get the camera set up, blah blah blah. Holy fuck. Dumbass thing. Yo. No. Should read. Alright. Please adjust the slider. I think this is going to be very interesting. While I'm at it, I feel like my camera needs to move. Maybe up here. Please enter the current time. Oh god. That's crazy. Alright. So it is 8:33. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Settings. Should field of view be all the way up? I mean, usually, yeah. Camera sensitivity. Sensitivity, I don't know, put 6, I don't know. I usually like high sensitivity, we'll see how it goes.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
That's me.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Can you pick up? Oh, okay, you can crouch with that. I don't know what that does.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
This game is trippy as fuck already. Oh my gosh. I'm like getting uncomfortable. So, okay, maybe I should go out because I like got locked in. So
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. I'm scared. What the fuck?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't know if there's jump scares.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I agree.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
What if I just
open
stood
door
there?
on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
X. X is the button. Oh fuck, where am I going?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Are you sure?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? What just happened? I did really good my first time? So, okay, I'm gonna try and listen to him.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley,
There's more doors, because
did
I
you
thought there was
change
2.
anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. It's...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise
I
you
fucking
there
agree.
definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I'm sorry.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might
Yeah.
be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Is that... Okay. I was like, is that blood? But it might just be the drink. Yeah,
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
what happens if I don't follow the line? I don't know.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Thank you. Bro, like, my heart's been racing. I ain't gonna Why? This game's trippy. Like, I'm pretty anxious. I don't know.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. The fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I mean...
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
So if I don't follow the line...
What, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
That's what
We're
I'm saying.
Intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I agree, bro.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
So... I feel like if I try to ignore the line, it'll just come back anyways.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Well, of course, they want you to think the right one's the right one. It's probably the left one.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
The confusion ending.
The confusion ending? You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
You will do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
We started anyways. Brilliant.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, if it's the same run from the beginning, I'm just gonna try and listen to him. Nothing seems weird.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I shouldn't have done that. I wanted to listen to his directions. I shouldn't have done that. If I get another chance to do it, then I'll have to do it. It's so dark, you can't see anything. Can you die in the dark? Oh my gosh. This is dumb. I shouldn't have done that.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I gotta do something. Yeah.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This is fucked up. Where should I go? This way now?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Am I going to the top?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, it's probably this way. System power.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, that's me. How amazing.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Cute. Let's go. I beat the game. It's got trophies.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So that was really cool.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, now I'm fully going to listen to directions this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I think that's where I fucked up, because I put in the numbers.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Yeah, bro, I don't fucking know that shit.
What? 2845.
What happens if you beat the game the first time? Oh shit, are you talking to Billy? Tell him I said what's up, Nick. Dude, I beat the game in like
Forgot, but it
3 or 4
the
tries.
Emergency override kicked in, and
But
the
this
door
game's
just
insane.
opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Wait, are you serious? Well, that's dumb as fuck. Wait. Damn. I beat the game and I tried to make the wrong decision right there so I wouldn't beat the game again. And doing the wrong decision is still, I'm pretty sure, going to make me beat the game.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, that's the right choice. I'm going to go out this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Dude, I can't wait for you to come out and watch the fights, bro.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, bro, I
At this
get on
point,
track.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Yes.
Farewell, Stanley.
Dude, let's go. I haven't killed myself yet. That's fucking funny. Do I get a trophy for
Stanley,
that?
Cried the narrator, as
Oh,
Stanley
shit?
was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Who's this
In
bitch?
a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Damn. I didn't die.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk
This is
has
a
been
different
created for
place.
you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait, what? Damn, wait, this is the credits? Damn, that's actually pretty cool. That's a cool way to see the credits. You don't even have to. This game is really short, so it seems like so $25. Not really, but holy shit, it had me anxious as shit for a minute figuring out the whole beginning of this game is actually wild. Warzone, the Call of Duty game. Damn. That would have been cool. They almost did an ending. That was like a war zone. That would have been really sick. Dude, that's fucking funny. Nick, you gotta watch the beginning of this stream because this shit fucks. Like, this whole stream actually has been really fucking crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. This game's really cool. Whoa. Whoa, dude. Um, what am I reading? I don't know why it had the word gay on the paper. Like, what was that about? I don't know. That says from Michael M. My name is Michael M. Alright, narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here's a selection of those emails. Damn, so these are all real emails that people sent in. Damn. Is the game gonna restart soon? They want me like looking at these credits. I want to do another run and see if I can get a different ending. Oh wait, there's only a couple endings, right? Those are all like different scenarios you can do to beat the game. Damn, I haven't seen one of these. I think there's an area that I definitely didn't get to go through. Oh damn, dude, they like literally loaded this. They're all proud of this. That's sick. Dude, the ending made me want to cry though. It felt good because I was starting to feel really fucking claustrophobic for a minute in this game. Like my anxiety was like starting to build up pretty high for a second. Yeah, that's creepy already. How do I go back though? Is there a way to restart? I should keep walking. Um, that way might make it restart. I think it probably will. And just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything else. Office clock.
Then
Oh,
he
what is
pushed
this?
the number 8. Stanley pushed the number 6.
Go back up into that room and see if it'll restart. I don't know if this was the right way. It was. us.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Trippy. Dead.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
We did. Definitely did. Alright. There's no way to open doors that are closed, I don't think. That sucks. But what about 420? No. It's gonna be hard to remember all the endings again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I did that. I already did that one time. I think I did take that left door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Same. Just kidding. Alright. Damn, look at this bitch.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please,
who the fuck are you?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
The forklift! Certified.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What happened if I didn't pick up the phone?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, man. Good morning, employee 427. Press circle on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What happens if I don't press it? I don't want to
Look
piss
at
him
him
off.
there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I didn't mean to choose this
But in his
life.
mind,
Fuck.
in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press square to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press triangle to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through
This is
either.
getting trippy.
At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh my god, this game.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Dude, you're good, Nick. Watch this. This game is blowing my fucking brains out. Oh my god, this game's insane. Please press square to go to sleep.
And I'm
Might
trying
as
to
well.
tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press triangle to be at work in the morning. Fuck you. I'm not listening to this bitch. Cause it'll just restart it. Am I gonna get talked to? Dude, this game is fucking nutty. It's hurting my head. Do I have a fucking choice? How long do I have to wait here if I don't do this? Because the narrator told me, he said, don't push triangle. Dude, if I don't push triangle, I'm trapped in this space forever. Alright, I'm pushing other buttons. I mean, I don't want to like, what if this is like all that happens if you don't push it? I'm just wasting fucking time right now. But I want to see all the endings. I mean, this is still an ending if I push it. Fuck, I don't know. I do not know. Alright, I'm gonna push the motherfucker button.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Oh
How can
my
I tell him in a
god.
way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Rip Harambe. Please press right to question nothing. Damn,
I
that's
suppose I
sad.
can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley
Please
pushed a
die.
button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did I just die just waiting there for fucking ever? Wow, the game restarted.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wow, okay, the game is different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, the door on the left will make it so you win. The narrator's fucking fire, and you don't like need any controls really. So now it's kind of hard to pick because I know how to beat the game. I can beat the game by walking in the left door. If I go through the right door, there's a couple other endings. I'm trying to wonder. I'm gonna do the right door again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Next time I'll do the
Perhaps
left
he wanted
door.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, bro. I did beat it pretty quick, to be honest.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, I did push this button one time and fucked it up, so I'm gonna walk through this. Damn. Okay, there's 2 ways I could go. This door is locked.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, I haven't done this yet. The right way is to go up the stairs. I haven't gone down the stairs
Stanley
yet.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Shit down here. Damn, what does that say? It says something. Alright, so...
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe I am crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Whoa.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
The first-person mystery.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. and at last
This
he
game
came
is
to
like
the
mad,
conclusion that had been on the tip of his
like
tongue.
depressing
He just
almost. It's
hadn't found
not,
the
but
words for
holy
it.
cow.
"I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
Am I in
he
an
imagined
endless
himself
loop right
flying
now?
and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
This is
Believing that
good.
if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh shit, we're restarting.
The cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Yeah, I'm about to scream.
Someone wake me up. My name is
What the fuck
Stanley.
am I doing?
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what
Glad
crazy
sounds
people
and
look like. And in that
good and
moment,
everything.
she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane.
Bro.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting
This
to
game's
think this,
nuts.
and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Damn, what a crazy fucking ending, bro. I don't even know what just fucking happened. I don't know if I've done all the endings.
Stanley.
I think
He was sure of it.
I've
If
gotten
he checked over his
close.
shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
That's true. How many endings is that? Shit, a good, I don't know, 5 or 6. There's gotta be more than that. That sounds low, but that's about how many I've done, I think. New content. Yes. Yes, please.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but literally, I feel like I did most of the endings. I feel like I did a lot of things that I was allowed to do, so we're gonna do this.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Thank
As
you.
you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay, cool. So I
This
beat the main
sounds
game, and now I
delightful.
get
I'm very
more
excited
game.
to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay, that was really fucking cool. So I'm really excited to see
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
what happens.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Dude, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We get a part 2.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh,
There we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the
Let's
content,
see the
Stanley.
Give it to me.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Why not? I guess. I kind of want to. I kind of want to skip it, but I don't want to skip it. I'm gonna do it. I could skip it. Who knows what this is gonna do? That's the scary thing. You don't know what this is gonna do. What happens if I like jump over it? I don't want to jump over. It's giving me the option. If I jump again, it's gonna get pissed. No, I can't jump. I can't jump. Okay. You can't jump. Oh, I get a trophy for you can't jump. Dude, that's fucking funny. All right. What a trophy.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know what this game is.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
Yeah.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If
I
this is
agree.
New content,
Developers
then I could
these
just read through
days.
the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley
that.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And
Excuse me?
Oh, wait. There's more.
That's
Very
probably
good.
not true.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see.
Is it?
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. Thank you for enjoying the
That's
new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
What?
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base
Listen to
rush a
him.
cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
Oh
don't
my
get me
God.
started on the level of craftsmanship
Preach.
that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, wow.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
So there's really no new content. That's it. Wait, is it? No. No, this is a new office. There is new content. I'm so fucking confused. He had me believe that I was gonna go back to the office. This is not the office.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I just wanted to go up the fucking stairs, dude. I just want to go up the fucking stairs. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
True.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
True.
So I made something
See, I never
special
played the old
and
one.
tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone, is this going to show me memories from my runs?
You
Or
see,
no,
Stanley,
these are
doesn't
old.
the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh,
Dude, it is like a museum. I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is. It's a museum for the game or some shit. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a twist somewhere where it'll loop me back around. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I wonder if that's a real thing. Like, is there an achievement that's impossible to get? This game is the biggest troll of any video game I've ever played. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. So, yeah, I can't wait to see all the other chances or things I can do.
Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game
They're
ever
gloating
created."
so hard right now,
Did
but
you
it's
hear
kind of
that,
cool
Stanley?
because
Every
it
game
blew my
ever
mind.
created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yes. An hour of new elevator content. That's great. That's the way I came in, I guess. This is the way we go. Go downstairs or upstairs. Memory zone maintenance. Can't go downstairs, I guess. Yet, maybe. Your number is 29. Whatever that means.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The
Thank
Stanley
you,
Parable
GameSpot.
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Thank you, PlayStation. Alright, so...
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Yep, I knew it
What I
opened.
wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of
Pressurized
reviews
gas.
from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not
Honestly, I could
recommended.
not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is
It is a short
obnoxious and
game.
unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the
this
Stanley
is
Parable,
pretty
but
funny.
the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I beat the game in like 30 minutes. Bitch don't know what she's talking about. Not recommended.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I
There's
feel
putting people's tweets on
like a
blast.
failure.
This shit's funny.
Like I let these people down.
Give
Perhaps
his
the
balls.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
That's
A
pretty
skip
funny.
button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Alright, let's go.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming
Dude,
it
this
is,
dude's
so on
fucking
and so
great.
forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
I'm about
The
ready to...
logic of elimination working backwards.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it
Bad.
was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being,
So push the
then
button
by
on him
making
again.
no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's
Yeah,
the
I
power
sure
of the
did.
button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the
Oh,
amount of
this
time the
is
button has
fucking
been
so
skipping through is
good.
becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
Dude, how many times do I gotta fucking do this shit?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh.
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Damn.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
0
And
to
you'd
100
think that
real
that's
quick.
just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't,
Yeah,
Stanley.
exactly.
It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path.
I'm ready to skip
I'll
him
burn
again.
my story to the ground. One
They're doing this
single
on
thing I
purpose.
need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps.
Same.
Yes.
Actually,
Perhaps
you
I've been
caught my
scared this whole
attention.
time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness.
Damn, I'm starting to think he has a crush on me.
I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am
I
being
generally
listened
feel
to. I
bad
am
for
being
him, and that's the only reason
recognized.
why I
The
haven't skipped his
emptiness
shit
between
yet.
us has collapsed, and
I'm
I
like
feel
this
right
fucking
now
close.
like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though Oh, hello. It's you. You're
Yep.
here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever
Holy
sat
shit.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is
Oh, did I break him? I think I broke him. Oh, wait. He'll let me do it again. He ain't talking, though. I don't think there's a fucking door. It's called the Stanley Parable. You'll have to play it, bro. It's fucking trippy. It's trippy as fuck, bro. Like, it had me, like, it's getting me all anxious and, like, just, it's crazy trippy. And I beat the game in, like, 30 minutes. Like, it's a really, really short game. And I'm doing just, like, bonus content because it's a remaster of an old game. But you can beat the game in, like, 45, or, like, maybe I didn't beat it. It was about 45 minutes, probably. But it's a really, really cool game. Yo, that's Davin. That's fucking awesome. All right. I'm just gonna push the button again. Okay, I do not like that. Ear rape warning. Oh gosh. There it is. It's the smoke alarm. Yeah, we're gonna skip time. Holy
They
shit.
didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak
He's
to
still
the
going
human
on about
condition.
this shit.
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little
Dude, if you don't
thumbs
find
down
this game
review
funny,
and make
you're
all of their
lame.
pitiful
This game's
demands.
been
But then he's
having me
talking
on
too
a
much.
roll.
They said, first he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others.
See,
But of
and I want to
course,
skip him
absolutely
again.
anyone
You
can
see
leave a
what you do,
review.
bro?
So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, "Oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place," while the narrator
forgot
sits
that's why
there
the skip
forever and
button
ever.
came
We want
in
all of this in the new Stanley
anyways.
Parable. We
Because of bad
demand it.
Twitter
And
review.
then, because it was
That's
said,
so
because it
fucking
was
funny.
spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is not...
Dude, this dude's had enough of my shit. But I've had enough of his shit, man. I'm kind of just ready for a new beginning. See, and the button comes back in. I can push it again. Am I just stuck forever? Okay, the water's dripping somewhere. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a clock. I heard a water droplet somewhere.
The end is never
Am I
the
gonna be
end, is never the
stuck
end,
here
is
forever?
never the end, is 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 never the
God damn it. Okay, there's like everywhere, so that's probably a good thing. Yeah, that escalated quickly, as this game has been tending to do. Beautiful. Can I crawl out? How long has it been? Jeez, dude, I'm so fucking confused. Alright, next. Did I just like go back in time? What happened to all the fucking plants? Dude, I'm gonna be stuck in this room forever. This is like the whole point of this DLC, I guess, is just to be trapped in this fucking room. Holy cow. The narrator even gave up. I think he died. Oh, the button died up too, obviously. Oh. America. Dude. Am I dead? God damn. Who knows which way to go? Yeah, it's the last thing I expected. Okay. Is that the end? Oh, yeah. I guess this is the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Not
simply
bad.
missed a memo.
I honestly, I don't even know what endings I've missed, but I just like want to replay the whole game all over again. I got so many questions. Like, I want to know this story like the back of my hand. Like, this was such an adventure. It's so fucking funny. New content. Damn, that's new.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Please show me the new content. Dude, I need some water so fucking bad, but I'm not getting water until I'm done with this game. Another
You see, Stanley,
elevator.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable
Dude,
and
me
about
too.
how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is
Fucking
why
down.
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think how the
Yeah.
new territory will cover with a fully fledged sequel. An
It's
entirely new experience,
2022.
built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
This guy knows what he's talking
This is
about.
what fans have truly been asking for.
Yes, sir. Because, the first game was, really fucking short, so might as well
Calling it
come
the
out with the
Stanley
second
Parable
game.
2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Yeah.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Ultra
But the
Deluxe.
Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
They're back.
It screams
2
progress
doors.
and innovation and
I get
long-term
it.
franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figured that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Dude, I love it. They are like, they've been ripping on video game developers hard. It's fucking hilarious.
What do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
What's my name?
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever that is. Here, let's have
what
you
patch is
role-play as
that?
Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
I don't like that name.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really,
That's
truly
brutal.
Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Alright, I'm Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If
couldn't
this
agree
were
more.
the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
What if your
Otherwise,
name's actually
soon you'll
Jim?
start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
I pushed it again, bitch. Alright, later, Jim. I won't forget my name. Can you push any of these? I don't know. Don't think so. 2 doors? Okay. So that was cool.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I could buy merch. Who doesn't love buying some merch? Alright. No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday. I like that. I like that a lot.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
I did not pick that, you fucking bitch. Later. No, it's on all those things. Alright, cool.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
There's a lot to this place. I want to make sure I see everything. New content.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
I agree.
Oh, wait.
That shit was funny.
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Oh, I can't jump again, you fucking douche. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, that just wrapped around through here. Alright, free, new, and easy trophy. I can't believe it's that simple. Well, I love trophies, so thank you. Free trophy, get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps, it just works. Alright.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Watch, I'm not going to get the trophy.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I
knew there was
guarantee it will
something.
be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Damn. The fuck? So I guess there was a trophy that you just couldn't unlock in the original game for some reason. It's what I've gotten from playing this, which is pretty funny.
What else?
Because why
what
not?
other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Who's this guy? Is that me? Is that Stanley? Can you find them? Collect them all. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I got push X, duh. Thank you.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright. Oh, this says, wait, Expo Hall 2. Jump circle this map, free trophy. Yeah, free trophy don't fucking work. Well, I think I went hole right there. Yeah, are they like, I'm still confused whether they're mocking like the video game industry and they're like just not making a Stanley Parable 2, or if that's the actual game, or I don't fucking know. This video does not make sense. Something like that. Alright. This way.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end
I've
of
always
time
wanted to
if
do
you like.
this.
A stunning leap
Not really, that
forward
sounds
for video
fucking
games is
horrible.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
How infinite is it?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Because if I just hit the ground, will I die? Is it really
Okay,
not
Stanley,
infinite?
I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
That's why I asked,
From one
how
perspective,
infinite?
The infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Didn't I?
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look,
I am
I
clever.
think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you,
Mostly.
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Please. I want to see all of your ideas for the sequel. I actually do. Wait, okay, mostly infinite hole. Huh. That's awesome. Good correction. Okay, that was worth it. What else are we missing? Okay, there's like the almost free trophy. That door, this map, exit. Wait, can I can go up those stairs. Booyah, baby.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Bucket. You go here. Where's the bucket? The button that says the name. No. Settings. Collectibles. Alright, I gotta go find the bucket. There's a bucket somewhere. Fucking bucket. Pretty sure I did the collectibles. Jump circle, infinite hole. The bucket is under there. Settings world champion. Alright, reassurance bucket. Forgot about this.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
It's hard to keep up with his rambling sometimes.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I would agree about that.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, well, please give it to me. I want the Stanley Parable 2. This bucket is sick.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure I gotta go up this way. I think I found everything down there. Stanley.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Most
Yes, I
of them.
know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Looks better.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Is this real? What the fuck? I was not expecting that. Alright. It's just gonna...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Alright. I think I'll watch the cutscene again.
Stanley worked for a company
So
in a
different.
big
Yeah, there's
building
balloons now.
where he was employee number 427.
What the fuck is this
Employee
game?
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. Time to do this again. Alright.
All of his co-workers
I made these
gone.
balloons earlier
What
in
did
the
it mean?
playthrough.
Stanley
So it's kind of funny
decided to
that
go
they're
to the
in here
meeting room.
now.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. There's the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
What does the bucket do again? I forgot what you said it does. Alright, this is gonna be interesting.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Deal.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
I don't really want to go to his boss's office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I don't want to... Because this is how you beat the game, right? I already kind of forgot.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
But the game got mad at me last time that I didn't put it in the combo, and it opened the door anyways.
Luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Because the door will open anyways. I already figured that out. Like, I just gotta remember. I already forgot all the endings.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
That's bro.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yup. This is how you beat the game.
On an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Damn. Well, it's been a journey. I feel like there's more content probably, but
the monitors jumped to life.
I don't know, I'm probably have to play this quite a bit to figure out some more of it.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
I see
someone
420.
else's
Do you see the
control.
421? I do.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
This is it. Yes, it's over. beat the game again, and
Yes, they had done it. Stanley
damn,
and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest
very,
enemy,
very
freed
cool.
themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
I like the bucket ending.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
What the fuck?
Stanley can't leave this
Oh
place.
my god,
Not while
this
he
is
has such a precious
amazing.
bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Alright, it wants me to
Even
restart
now,
again.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting.
I thought I was going to
Was
end
a
it there, but
painting
now I have
or a
so many
photo?
questions
He
again.
could no longer recall.
So I don't have to pick up the bucket, but it adds for optional dialogue, which is pretty
Stanley
funny.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched
picked the right
bucket
door.
tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
That does loop back around. Damn, I actually have to go through this way.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
That's amazing.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find out. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
You can actually
upstairs to
take the wrong
boss's
way and
office.
still get to the boss's office. That's kind of cool. And now I get a fucking collectible.
One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Thank
You
you.
can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Sweet. Dude, this game's fucking random as shit. Oh, this is the
Stanley just
infinite
couldn't do
loop
it.
room.
He
I
considered
don't
the
like this
possibility
room,
of
dude.
facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
It's just
I'm starting
a
to
everyday bucket.
realize
Someone
all the
else's
endings
bucket,
now in the
perhaps.
game.
How did
I have the game
end up with
figured out.
someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
Oh my god,
special
those
bucket.
buckets, what the
Come
fuck?
to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend.
Oh my
It was the
God.
only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Oh god.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Cool. The endless room path is
This
nuts.
is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone
Of
mad,
course.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have
Just
been
a
prevented
video
if
game.
only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Yeah. God dang, that's something.
All of
Alright.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I like gotta
Stanley
try
decided to go to the
all
meeting
the
room.
endings with this
Perhaps he had
bucket. This
simply
shit's
missed a memo.
hilarious. The bucket is my
Confusion and the
friend.
chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Alright, so I think I
Stanley
can
clutched
take
the bucket tightly to his chest.
this room
This
again.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meet, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Okay, this place is different. This place is
You see,
different.
your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
The broom closet. Can't do nothing to the baby.
Whee!
Beat it
Look
up.
at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes.
It's as classic now
Yes.
as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Knew it
very
was
proud
coming.
to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now. The
I'm
fans
trying.
are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Well, it looks like there's no button to do it. Is this Halo?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the
Goodbye.
moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
It's really touching. It's the best love story in a video game I've ever played of. The bucket. I just want to fucking jerk off the bucket. I said it. I said it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Do I need to do this one more time?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
There will be a reward for finding them all. How we can find the collectibles, dude. That shit's awesome. Alright, the completionist instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. Mission sets. Inside a sequel exhibit. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. A large room with lots of boxes. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Okay. Very cool. So there must be more. That's kind of fucking creepy. Broom closet again.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't.
Alright, I
overlook
can't.
it. I know how hard it must be,
do anything in
given
there.
the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I want to go to the boss's office. Can't make me beat the game. Oh, and this is just the infinite loop. Damn, begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Yeah, I think I can maybe figure out like one more ending or some shit, but if not, then that's the fucking end, and it's been beautiful. This game's been super fun. It's really fun. Alright. That brings back to the meeting. That brings you down below. Okay, I'll do this room again then.
The bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go. Good,
said the bucket.
Okay,
now
the bucket's
ride the
controlling
lift
me.
all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Okay, interesting.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking.
I see a collectible.
Him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had
like, obviously,
spoken to
there's
him,
the platforms.
And he unthinkingly did whatever the
It's like a
bucket
hidden
asked.
room right there. Dang.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
I wonder what happens if you ignore the phone. Like, can you ignore the phone?
This is the sad story of a man named
But I
Stanley
want to hear this
and
version
his
of the
bucket.
story, to be honest.
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
So it's all in my head. Dude, this thing's gonna be fucked. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press circle to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Alright, let me go back to my office. Oh, Bucket's right in here. What's up, Bucket? Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been
Go
concerned
home.
about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Let's go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Yeah, fuck authority. Alright.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on
Yes,
closer
baby.
inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press X to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press triangle to go home. To work, to home, to work, to... Wait. Home to work, to home, to work, to home. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No.
The
What's
candles.
Going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh
Yes.
my God,
The
dude.
bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
This is too much.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give
No.
it to me. Give me the bucket,
No,
Stanley.
we're about
I
to
need it.
do it.
Give it to me now. Give
We're
it, or
about
I'll...
to do it. The narrator's a cock block. Go back to work, Stanley. Got it, boss. That ending's intense with the bucket. Holy fucking shit. Wow. What a beautiful fucking game. I love this. This is so fucking great. Man, is there anything else left to do that I can really think of? I don't think so. I mean, I got the DLC content, I got the fucking bucket. That's what that's for.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was
I
not
feel
the
like
way to the
there's...
meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that
I'm
the
like
employee
lost.
lounge was simply
I
the
feel like
place
there's more
to be.
endings.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
That's the way I went last time.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
See, that's where the meeting room is, and you can beat the game, or... What happens when you go downstairs again? I don't even fucking remember, dude. This game is a roller coaster of emotions, but
Good Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Yeah.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley
I've done all
Parable.
this.
It's
Alright,
just
I think I've done the game.
content. We're the ones that
Can
matter.
this bitch... Alright. Thank you for watching. That was very, very fun. I had a great fucking time. I wish the game was a little longer. Paid $25 for it, but it was a 10 out of 10. Solid fucking game. That was sick. I haven't felt a roller coaster of emotions like that. Like, Subnautica has given me like equal, like paranoia or anxiety, I guess. just from a fucking video game, and that is awesome. I fucking love that. So, deuces. Thank you